All right, everybody, we are back with another episode of Wealth for the Culture, man. It is your host, Ollie Brady. And we are back, man. Took a week off. Y'all was running up that last episode, so I decided to let it, stay up for another week. Shout out to Adrian coming through, dropping information on the independent insurance adjuster game, and just explaining how that changed her life and helped her start working her way to building wealth. So, I appreciate her for coming on. She literally ran it up. She has the top episode now. Um, after like a few days she had to talk, so it's crazy how much people were tuned in and tapped into that information. So shout out to her. I appreciate her coming on. This one solo episode, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it, man. And it's crazy because I just had this like topic on my mind after like over the weekend I got a YouTube comment. Shout out to the people out there that's tapped into the YouTube. They go check it out. 2022, I already told y'all, man, the content is going up crazy, 3 times a week minimum. So I just want to, first I'll say, appreciate it. We got I have 200 subscribers now, which is crazy. I haven't really been paying attention to it. I just looked up now like, oh, okay, that's what's up. So I'm gonna just keep pushing out content for y'all that's gonna help y'all on y'all's wealth building journey. Might even add some more different types of content to the YouTube channel, just because my podcast covers all the financial tips. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll take suggestions from subscribers, my Instagram, Twitter, following, Facebook, friends, all that, and we'll just go from there with it. But the main thing I wanted to get into today is this comment I got on Facebook, man, on my because y'all know I do Turo. I'm taking a break actually from right now since I've kind of my schedule switched up, and I'm targeting a partnership actually. And in 2022 is just going to be a whole different wave I'm on, man. One thing focused on, and the rest is all my passive income streams, just continually adding to those. And anything else I take on my plate, it has to be a partnership of some sort where I could be, pretty passive in it. So that is the goal. That's the plans for next year. It's that time, y'all should really, it's you're kind of late. Should have been preparing for the next year to see, how you're gonna go attack it. So I just, say that all to be like, stay focused in and understand what the big picture is. Because while me even I didn't accomplish all the goals I wanted to accomplish for 2021, when you look back from over the last year, it's exponential growth still. So I still have a lot to celebrate, still have a lot to be proud of, and I can shape my 2022 based off how things went this year. And all you got to do at this point is just put in the work and turn it up a notch so that you can accomplish all the goals. And restructure some of the goals. Some of them things that you thought was a goal for you may have fell off, or may not. You may realize that's not what you need to be focused on right at this particular moment in time. So for me, I'm more focused in on one thing, and along with growing this platform and growing this brand and growing this following, and continuing to put out valuable information to everybody that tunes in. So just round of applause for everybody that does tune in. I appreciate y'all, man. We've grown to a pretty big following. I wasn't expecting to even be in the hundreds of people listening to this thing. Every time I drop an episode, y'all support it, man. And so I just want to thank all of y'all, everybody that listens in. Also, do me a favor, if you do listen, if you do tap in, like this podcast, just give it a comment, subscribe if you're on Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review if you like it, man. Leave a comment as well. Helps with the algorithm. It pushes it out to more people. You're on the YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the video, check out the other videos I have on there. Leave any suggestions of videos y'all want me to do in the future. I cover all topics. I don't care what it is. That's doing well building. If I can't cover, I'm gonna find somebody that can cover for y'all and bring them on the show. So do me that favor and just if you support the podcast by tuning in every week, go ahead and leave a rating and a review. So now we're gonna get into it, man, because this week, man, this is something that I've talked about this in the past, but it really needs to just be a whole separate episode, and I need to deep dive on this. And a lot of people tend to, well, for one, you look crazy at first when you're doing something, and they're gonna talk down on you. But it's not until you make the vision a reality that people actually start to buy in and listen to what you got to say. And needless to say, now that, even I'm bringing certain things that I said I was going to do into fruition after being, people telling me that, you ain't going to do that, you ain't going to do this. Now people started to really listen to what I got to say. People started to hit me up on the side, asking me questions about this, about that. So I just want to go into, the real thing I want to go into is how you approach somebody when they're trying to, give you some key information on, mentor, when, you're trying to approach somebody for mentorship, um, partnering up with them, etc. There's just different ways to go about it. And it's a right way and it's a wrong way. And a lot of people that approach me, it's the wrong way. And I won't say I'm mad about it because we all been there. Like when I first started, I used to reach out to platforms that had, 100,000 followers and stuff, and I'm just getting started. I wasn't, when I got into this space, I wasn't already a person that had a personal brand, and I just said, "Oh, I'm gonna do podcasts," and it was just something I was passionate about. So you have to understand, you have to navigate that world and understand this is how are you going to provide value for the next person, because you have to understand when you have a relationship that you're trying to build with another person or brand or whatever, the relationship has to be mutually beneficial in some way. I don't care if that's you compensating with money, crypto, you might have a following and they have a platform that's, doing well, and maybe y'all collab together like that so you can, you can use your following to enhance their sales. If you want to, be the person that wants to be the doer and go out and do something that could help their business out and provides them for free on the first try. And after that, look for compensation and you become a part of the team. Whatever route you want to go, the route needs to look like a beneficial partnership. It can't look like you're being a leech. It can't look like, oh, I'm just, I'm tapping into you all the time. And so now I'm gonna leech off of you because I've been paying attention to what you're doing, and you already got it. You're already doing your thing and doing it big without my help. So now let me leech on to you and ride your wave. It can't be that way. You got to be able to provide some type of value, and that's what I always talk about on this platform, man. A lot of people get confused and think that they don't need to provide value to a person's platform just because they're already up and come, they already up, and that has to change, especially in our community. You have to stop thinking that you're just gonna get the handouts because you're cool with somebody, especially the people that was the naysayers and the doubters when the person was first getting going. You wasn't really rocking with them like you should have been. If you call yourself a supporter and a friend, you wasn't sharing their stuff. You wasn't putting on for them. You wasn't doing any of that. And, that's another thing. We'll forget about how we treated somebody when they was still on the up and coming, and they was still, hustling, getting it out the mud. We'll forget about that. We wouldn't have, didn't share their stuff. They wouldn't even ask for you to buy nothing. They would just wanted you to share and spread the word. That's one thing I always say. I appreciate everybody that spreads the word while I'm still in the beginning stages. Because once it's up, I'm never gonna forget those people that was rocking with me since day one, man. Or, in the very beginning, that tapped into me when they didn't have to. Tapped into the brand and understood what I was trying to get accomplished. Those people that even was willing to come on my show and associate their brand with mine. And so I need people to understand it's a lot more that goes into this whole getting a mentorship, being successful game than, just reaching out to somebody because they're already successful. First thing I'll say is this, right? If you are a brand or anything like that out there, if you just getting started in whatever you got going on, period, to me, the best route to go, and I learned this after, a little bit of time after talking to a few people in this space, in this world, financial literacy, people out there building wealth right now, and even just building up a brand. Sometimes you have to understand that when your brand isn't as big, certain people may not rock with you, and that's okay. I will say this: the more you get out and network with people and meet them in person in real life, and get off the phone and off the internet, as you go meet these people and have conversation with them, show that you support them. And they don't everybody ain't gonna rock with you, but it's gonna be some people that start to take notice of you and rock with you. And while they may not, let's say you got a podcast, for instance, that may not have been willing to come on in the past, or you just blindly reached out to them. But you've shown up to all their networking events they've done, maybe 4 or 5. You've shown up to every single one. You built a rapport with them. You might have even offered to do something for them to help them, help out their business in some type of way. Offer some sort of value to them that makes it worthwhile for them. They may be willing to come on the show. Then I've had a few guests on like that where I've gone, I've reached out to them and might not even got a response. So I meet them in person at a networking event, and it's like boom. Yeah, I'll come on the show. They come on. Some people, they may not, and you just have to follow up because everybody's busy. Everybody got stuff going on. That's something else you have to understand. So I say all of that to say, man, we're gonna get into, the nitty gritty, man, of, the do's and don'ts of building a relationship with others and whatever realm you want to do that in, whether it's brands, other people, individuals that that have businesses, et cetera, et cetera. And so the first thing I want to talk about really is, I'm already on it, so I'm gonna just keep on going on what you should be doing, and then we'll close it out with what you shouldn't be doing. But like I say, just always providing value. I have a buddy, guy that I've met at a networking event a while back, and I was chopping it up with him, and he's telling me how he was able to, he reached out to a person that had a bigger platform than him. We talk about like 150, 200,000 followers on Instagram compared to his following of like 100, like I think he had like 1,000 followers. And the grand scheme thing, 1,000 followers is a lot, but it's nowhere near the 200,000 people. So what he told me he did was that he just made an ebook for this person for free. Didn't charge him, provide him the ebook. Turns out later on, the guy ends up splitting the profits with him. Fast forward, this guy also has a podcast. And shout out Chris, man. He has a podcast. So the guy comes back later on and wants to do a podcast of his own and bring him on as a co-host, and they partner up on it. So that just goes to show, and he trusted him because this guy's been doing a podcast for years. He has, he's been in the podcast game for a couple years. He's established. He's consistent, constantly putting out content on his grind, man. He does his editing and all of that. And, he's shown initiative as well because he made the ebook for the guy. So this guy trusts him as somebody that's an authority in the space. Even though he may not have the biggest following on Instagram, that don't mean you don't know what you're doing. So now you brought him on. He has the following. The other guy has the knowledge. And that's what we talk about. Mutually beneficial relationships. So now what you want to do is you want to make a podcast. So you find somebody that's been doing this for years, that's perfected this. And now they're just working on scaling. Well, you got the following. You got what they don't have just yet. So now y'all come together and y'all can blow that thing up to a whole new level with a new podcast where both of y'all on there as co-hosts. So it's just different things like that, being able to provide value. But also, I don't just say, provide value and expect something. Provide value and you don't expect nothing in return. Just, just do it. And, just put your name out there with as many people as you can. You want to be on everybody's mind because especially in this day and age, people forget about you real quick. You don't drop no content for a couple weeks, sure, a few days, you already forgot about it, especially with all the algorithms you have to go through between Twitter, the TikTok, social, Instagram, Facebooks, all of that. You got to already battle so many algorithms if you're not consistently putting out content that you need to stay on people's minds some way. So that's why I say provide value to somebody, and from there, you can kind of navigate, how you see accordingly based on who the person is. Not everybody, you reach out to, you might not gel with them too well. You might realize that even after going and networking and talking to these people. That's something I've realized. Like, I've met some people in real life, and it's like, well, maybe we don't mesh. Maybe this ain't a good fit. But I've also met some other people and go like, where I didn't think it would be a good fit, and then you go talk to them and see what they got going on. It's like, dang, you really got it going on with you. You really doing your thing out here. So let's see how we can, work together to build. And also, I'll say this: stop going after people with the huge followers. If you're just getting started, look across before you look up, man. There's so many people out here that you got to start worrying about followings, because especially when you're in the space of financial literacy, running a business, knowing what you're doing, people that's getting money, like really getting money. most of these people you run into don't have the biggest followers. They, I've come across people that bringing in 5 figures a month in their business. Some people that's bringing in 6 figures a month, and they following maybe under 1,000 people when you go on their Instagram. Might even be a few hundred. So be inquisitive. When you go out to these events, mainly for me, if you me, you getting out of your comfort zone. You going to networking events, mingling with people, chopping it up, trying to figure out what's going on and what they got going on, and in the same breath, you got to be able to explain to other people what you got going on, because that's something that's going to take some time as well. Like you getting comfortable. A lot of people see it as bragging on themselves, but you have to get comfortable being able to explain to other people what you do. So these are just the different things that I want to say. Don't be a leech. Make things mutually beneficial, because when you just go with your hand out, and that's you, I got your hand out with somebody that's already, already where they want to be in life. That most, if they're not a super nice individual, most of them gonna look at you like what. So that's why I say provide some type of value, especially with somebody you really are looking to work with and build with. Provide value. But more importantly, those of y'all, if you're like me, well, I was like me in the last year, where you were just getting started, trying to, slowly build up your brand over the last year, literally a year. Start looking at people that's got a smaller following just like you, and work your way up, and y'all can all grow together and establish yourself as an authority figure in what y'all trying to do. Like I say, don't get me wrong. I've chopped it up with people that got 500,000 followers on the social media tip, and I've chopped it up with people that got 100, 200 followers. But I'll say this, man, it makes me feel good, to understand that like those people that got the big followers rock with me now, you know what I mean? Because they know who I am and they know what I got going on. Because I'm starting to get out and to meet these people. But I'll tell you, man, I really watched myself grow with other people that's slowly growing as well over the course of this year. We were starting out, with barely any followers, and now we got over, a couple thousand followers. And like I say, it's gonna hit a point at, especially you growing a brand and growing, that you're gonna hit that exponential growth because it's just compounding. So understand that as well. But let's get into the nitty gritty of what not to do when you're approaching somebody. So I get a lot of messages. I'm probably not as many as some people get, but I get my fair share. I consider it a lot, and I get comments every now and then on YouTube. And recently, I've had weird comments, telling me I need to be a mentor, just like you demanding it. But this one really got me, so I'm gonna read y'all this comment I received recently on YouTube. Actually, my Turo video. It was a Turo video where I talked about how I made $1,400 my first month uh, on the Turo platform. And, it's crazy. It's been up since then, man. Even with me taking this break, like I'm chilling. Like I don't. It's Turo is a nice little hack if you got if you got the drive to go and do it. Don't be afraid to go take some action. Anything could be good if you don't be afraid to go take some action. Just know that. But this person left me a comment on this saying, "Bro, would you be willing to help me out, mentor me? I wouldn't expect you to do it for free, but I would expect you to give me that Black Brother discount. I have money set aside to pay for cars straight up." So there's a lot of things wrong with this. First thing first, I don't know you. Don't if you don't know anybody, don't talk to nobody like you know them. Second off, what I don't even know this guy like. You're not even trying to fully compensate me, but you want me to take my time out of my day to day, what I got going on in business, along with I got a 9 to 5 as well, and I still want to maintain a social life. So you want me to take time out of all of that I got going on to mentor you? You don't expect to be free. Okay, well, that's good because you shouldn't expect anything to be free, especially you coming to somebody to provide you some type of value that's going to make you, on the low end, 4 figures a month, really passive income, period. That's going to allow you to make money. and you can scale that to where you can be making 5, 6 figures. Well, if I know because people out here doing it every day. So you want me to give you that type of value. You don't want it for free, but you want me to give you a discount because you black like me. That ain't the way it's supposed to work, man. No, I ain't gonna say this person's name, whatever. I, for a fact, know that I'll never approach nobody like I never have approached nobody like this. Half the time when I was younger, I used like coming up, I used to be nervous to even approach people to look for mentorship. And then you also worried about if it's a scam or not. And I realize now that most of this stuff is legit. You still have to vet people, but I'm gonna be doing videos on that too. We're gonna start exposing people, but we also gonna be giving people their flowers as well. And mainly, I'd rather just give. I'm gonna be giving a lot of people their flowers because there's a lot of people that people have these negative views on them, and I've seen their courses. I've spoke with them. I've seen their numbers. I ain't gonna expose nobody's numbers, but I do know who's out here really getting it, and I think that they should receive some type of spotlight of some sort because not enough people give people their flowers, man. And so, especially some of the people that still ain't got the biggest followings, I just want to highlight everybody that's out here getting it. But I also want to talk about the people that's out here scamming people, the people that I know personally that's trying to get on my platform. And then I do a little bit of digging, talk to a couple other podcast hosts and realize like they wasn't who they say they was because I believe that needs to be exposed as well, so you don't have to go through the process of getting scammed because there's already a negative connotation to the financial literacy space. They already looking at us as scammers, especially when you drop a course. You drop a course, they're looking at you like you're trying to scam immediately. Not to think that you already have a business that's doing 6 figures. That ain't enough. Like they think you still a scammer. They thinking that your course sales are outdoing your business numbers. And even if it is, it don't matter because you might just be doing this as a side thing. You don't really care to scale it to what its potential could be. I know people out here that can scale stuff up and they just don't just because they're content. And that's fine. You can't determine what's content for them may not be content for you. So that's something I want people to understand. But don't approach nobody, that you don't know like this. Second off, don't tell nobody that they need to give you a discount. Especially don't tell somebody what you expect. What you should expect when you reach out to somebody for mentorship, that they provide you with some sort of value. But that value exchange, like we already mentioned, needs to be mutually beneficial. So don't go out here expecting somebody to drop all this game on you and give you all this free knowledge. And we'll call it free. But let's say you are paying for it. Don't expect no discount or something, man. Black Friday come once a year. You lucky if you get a discount right then and there. Maybe Christmas too if you want to talk about that type of discount. All right, cool. If you don't catch it then, you missed out. Stop waiting on these sales, man. Because the problem is a lot of y'all be waiting on these sales. These sales drop, the price of the course goes down. You pay a little $20 maybe. Well, guess what? You ain't even putting no skin in the game to care. It's something about when you willing to pay, $1,000 for a course. You're gonna take it more serious, man. When you pay attention. So I honestly feel like people are doing you a disservice when they giving you stuff for free. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna forever give you something for free. I got this podcast. I know other people that's out there every day on Instagram, YouTube, wherever on social media, posting information that's valuable for free. But one thing I do know is if that free information don't make millionaires. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it can't happen, but more times than not, it's those people that's willing to pay, especially those people that's willing to go for the high ticket offers that are willing to put that money out there, get a course and learn and go take action. Not just take the course, learn, and that's it. Learn, take action. There's something to say about those people. Because those people are the ones that you see out here that you reaching out to right now that's bringing in 6 figures in a year. Maybe even 7, 8, 9 figures. So I just say be mindful of what your expectation is when you go reach out to people, especially when you're trying to get something from them, a value. Be ready to provide some type of value or have already provided value. You know what I mean? And honestly, a lot of y'all, what y'all need to do, y'all want all these free courses, free help, free mentorship, etc., etc. Go create you a podcast or build your brand. I'm gonna keep saying this. We are in the very early stages. It's like crypto with this podcast thing. We're in the very early stages, man. People are just starting to take podcasts serious. 90%, 95% of these podcasts y'all see don't make it past three to five episodes. I know because I try to do it with my friends. That probably lasted about 6 episodes before it went dust. People gotta be serious about this. If you're willing to be consistent and work, put in the work every day. Be consistent. Don't get me wrong. I understand you got some bad days that come along. If you want to be consistent and put in work, majority of your time, go grind it out. I promise you, in about 5 years, you could change your whole life. In a year, you could exponentially grow. You could change everything in a year. But I guarantee, if you go put in work every day, 5 years from now, you're gonna be ready to go. You're gonna be set. But not everybody like that. Not everybody like that because it ain't sexy. It ain't that overnight success that people used to thinking that they know about. Not realizing somebody been grinding for 10 years. That you down one second and you up the next, and they think that you made it. So I'm on a rant right now, man, but I just had to get this out. And so I'll tell y'all, my biggest thing when I approach somebody, man, is I'm trying to lead with some type of value. Yeah, I got a podcast. I can put you out there and get you some type of exposure. I have a decent following. I ain't got no Black Wolf Renaissance following, a Millionaire Mindsets, or Your Leisure, or Social Proof, Joe Rogan, none of that. But I do have, I got more followers now than when I first started. I'll tell you that. So I say all of this to try to drive home a point that you have to be able to provide some value to somebody. I have people that listen to this that told me they bought a course of somebody's I've come on with. Hey, I have value to provide to people. I can turn some stuff into dollars for you. And that's to me bigger than a lot of the other stuff, man, because I just know what it was like when I was coming up and I had to figure all this stuff out on my own. So when you're reaching out and when you're trying to look for mentorship and some type of guidance, period, in the space, especially when you're trying to build wealth and make money, you're talking to people that are experts in their field. It's already established, getting after it. You have to lead with value. Because if you're not willing to lead with value, it's gonna be rough out here for you. You're gonna be wondering why nobody want to mess with you, nobody want to rock with you, and it's really because you're just selfish and it's a self-centered thing, and you're not even trying to help yourself. So I say all this to say, you're reaching out to somebody, lead with value. Simple as that. And if you don't like that answer, maybe it's not meant for you to get to this wealth game. And if you don't like that answer, it ain't even that. Maybe you just don't need a mentorship. Maybe you just gonna have to go grind a little bit harder, figure it out, get it out the mud, get on YouTube, Google University, spend a little bit more time, and get it take a little bit longer to get there. That's fine too. Like, I just know I've seen too many examples of people that, was willing to provide value and it changed their life. And I spoke to too many people now, being in this space to where it was, my friend, we just want to put something out, to help the community out, get them some knowledge, get them some game, how to make money. And now we we got 1 million downloads. Oh, we just was doing this, giving out information for free. And people were starting to tap in. They was interested in this field I'm in. So now I make a course and walk you through A to Z on how to get into this and make you 4 figures a week on a low end. It's too many different ways. Oh, you got a car sitting in your driveway. I know everybody say cars are liabilities. Let me show you how to turn this into an asset. You want to go buy some property? Let me show you how to flip some property. Let me show you how to wholesale where you ain't even got to put no money up, really. Let me show you how to be the middleman, the king of the middleman. Let me show you that. Oh, let me show you something that ain't the sexiest business. Don't nobody really talk about it, but you can go get 4 figures as a notary. Or maybe you good at handling admin tasks, people. So let me go teach you how to be a VA, where you can run up a rack at least $1,000 extra a month. That's on the low end for what she was doing. Like, there's so many different ways, man. And don't tell me that type of money can't change your life. I know it can. Because when I started getting the extra, 4 figures in a month, I was able to do so much more. Whether that was me investing or me being able to try out a business that hey, maybe it worked, maybe it don't. But I have the opportunity and the ability to go try it out. So that's why I say, hey man, it's no problem with trying to reach out to people that know more than you. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look up to those that's out there getting it. And you're supposed to, go figure out how to get it yourself and do for yourself. And if you want to reach out to these people, just understand how to go about that the correct way, where you don't make a bad reputation for yourself because you're doing the same thing with everybody and expecting handouts. Because don't get me wrong, some people might give you a handout and help you out to see. I have people that on this platform that have 50,000 followers, 30,000 followers. I had one woman, shout out to a conundrum. She came on here when I first got started. I don't even know what I was thinking reaching out to her, but I just reached out because I liked her brand. I haven't followed for a while on my other account. And I was just like, man, let me reach out to her. At the time, she had like 150,000 followers. Real plugged into the game, man. Knows her stuff, out here making it happen. So when she was willing to come on, man, she came on the podcast, dropped a whole bunch of game, and I'll be reaching out to her soon again to see if she's willing to come back on. But I just want people to understand that not everybody that has these type of followings, they were on the followings don't mean nothing. But especially reaching out to someone followers, that makes them, especially in the world today, people that have followings usually they have deemed or assumed authority figure in whatever it is that they're discussing on social media. So it's real big when you can land one of those guests. But I just go provide value at all times to people of some sort because that's what's going to help you in the long run be successful, right? And it's really not just you that's going to be successful. It's y'all are both going to be successful, whoever it is you're working with. So that's why I really say you provide a value on both ends. It allows you to, mutually benefit from a situation. Can't be no leech out here, man. And I'm not saying that this guy that commented on my YouTube is necessarily a leech, but it's one thing if I knew who this was and I knew this person personally, I still be like, what the hell? But I could kind of like halfway be like, okay, whatever. I know you, bro. But I don't even know him or her. I don't know who it is. I don't know this person. And for them to demand, or say that they have an expectation and they don't know who I am, don't know what I got going on, don't even care what I got going on. They just expect and demand something from me. That's not the route to go. And that's honestly how you get blocked and people don't even want to deal with you because you're not worth the headache. You already worried. You're not even worried about the value you can receive. You worried about getting something for free. Like, let that sink in. It's not about, first thing you asking is, it's got to be what kind of value are you giving me? That's what you want to know. It can't be, oh, I expect you to give me a discount. Like, bro, I don't even know who you are. I don't even know if this worth my time. Because what if I spend all this time mentoring you? This is why I really say, like, people that pay attention that you need to put some kind of skin in the game. Because what happens when I go mentor this person? Let's say I give it to them for the low. I mentor them, teach them the game of Turo. Halfway through, they quit. Or they try to get a charge back and get their money back on top of that. Like, I don't think people understand, like, for me, money is just a tool, man, to give me my time back. And I don't deem freedom with, money. I deem freedom with me being able to do what I want when I want. I already got money. I had money before I started this. That don't mean nothing. My time is what I want. And if I sit here and waste all my time, and then especially if I waste all my time and you quit, I understand why people do courses now. Because you try to help people out, you dedicate some time to them, and they waste your time. And all you thinking in your head is, this is time I could have spent doing something else that was going to benefit me. I could have saved wasting time on you. I could have did something that was going to be beneficial to me, my business, whatever I got going on in life. That's going to make me successful and get me to that time, that financial freedom, whatever financial freedom looks like to you, whatever wealth looks like to you. That's what's going to get me close to my end goal. So just understand, man, you have to focus in and be somebody that's willing to provide beneficial value on both ends. Can't just go up to somebody and be like, "Hey, you help me," and not be able to help them in any way. I don't know what that looked like for whoever it is that's listening to this. Maybe you could help somebody in some type of way. Maybe you could edit somebody's podcast clips. Maybe you can go do some admin work for somebody, like a personal assistant type deal. Maybe you can go be a videographer for somebody, do day in the life to them, help them with vlogs, help them with their YouTube channel, optimizing that. Maybe SEO, you might be good with that. You can help them with that. Something that you could do. It ain't gotta be you just throwing out money to them. Do a task for them that's gonna show them that your value, you have a lot of value to provide them. That don't necessarily mean it's gonna land you no job automatically, but I can guarantee you they may see somebody else or know somebody else that needs your services, are willing to, that needs the kind of value that you're providing, that's just at the same level that they're at, that could help you with mentorship, and maybe they'll put you on to them. So it's not always about, you might not get the person you want, but you might end up indirectly helping yourself out and putting yourself out in the universe. And now you in everybody's face, and now you are not only exposed to them, but now you're exposed to them, but now you get exposed to their network just because you provide them great value. So understand that. Now I'm not gonna sit here and rant too much longer. I just want to get that out. Like I said, I don't really know how many more episodes I'm gonna drop this year. With the year wrapping up, man, we coming up on Christmas. But 2022, man, is up. I plan on bringing in a few people from the tech industry for sure, because that's where it's at. That's what's hot right now. Got to get some more people on to talk about crypto, not just Bitcoin, but I'm gonna get on some people that's gonna talk about crypto as a whole, definance, all that. And I'm gonna just keep looking for new industries, man, that can help y'all out. I've done quite a few industries, man. If you tapped into this, I know people out here right now that's doing a whole bunch of stuff, got it going on, man, making it happen with the people I brought on. And I brought on people that have some very unique businesses, all that. I'm gonna look for some drop shippers. I'm gonna just look for anything that could, help a regular person come out here and get the money, man, and create the life that they want to have. That's the ultimate thing, man. I do this so y'all can create the lifestyle y'all want to have. So 2022, man, it's up, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in every week. I'm gonna keep doing this, man, till I tap out of this world, man, or something. I like doing this. That's what I'm gonna keep providing value for y'all, man. So y'all know what I always say on this platform, man. What good is success if everyone around you is still struggling? Each one teach one, each one reach one, each one teach one. And this is another episode of Wealth for the Culture, baby, and we out.